live. Not really.
It's kind of, sort of, maybe, ish.
Well, there's a little live blinky thing up in the corner.
And a counter. And a rev counter.
Yeah. So we're live. You might not be hearing
currently.
us live. But
You're definitely not hearing us live. There's no mic.
We're currently live.
What a week, guys.
There's been some news, hasn't there? It was like 4 or 5 days ago.
Oh my God, Jay.
I mean, it's
you have to lead into that because maybe not everybody has seen the.
It was an interview with what's his face, George Stephanopoulos, who is a Clinton administration dude. This is not it's not like he went up against Peter Doocy or Dowsey, whatever the fuck that guy's name is. Sorry folks, I'm in a mood, but this is a sympathetic and when Stephanopoulos asked a question about, what's your reaction to the reports of, that there were people clinging to the planes as they left, Biden's response was, that was like 4 or 5 days ago. Now,
who cares?
It was
4 or 5 days. Yeah.
It was 2.
Not even 2.
Not even a full 2 days.
Yeah.
And B, these people are so fucking desperate, they're clinging to a goddamn jet taking flight. The wheels of a jet taking flight. That's not something you brush off as, that was 4 days ago.
4 days ago.
George
Old
Bush
news.
had answered that on September 13th. President Bush, what's your response to the attacks? That was 4 days ago. He would have been dragged out of that office. The Secret Service agents would have dragged him out. Nope, you're out. Bye. Put Cheney in. Hope he doesn't have a heart attack. Done.
Well,
Biden makes this idiotic comment, and everyone's like, "Oh, okay."
Not everybody is like, "Oh, okay."
Well,
he's lost CNN. Pretty much has lost CNN. The only ones who are still kind of covering for him are MSNBC
and the New York
CNN
Times.
Okay. Nobody reads this.
Yeah, that's true. It's legacy newsprint. There's 80 people.
There's an old lady's parrot that's looking at the New York Times going, "Holy shit!"
Yeah, but even like all the kind of conservative people on Twitter that I follow have been saying, "Wow, CNN, they're being pretty fair and balanced," because you can't.
So another week, the Delta variant will be killing us all, and everyone will have forgotten about it.
Right. Well, I think the Biden administration is counting on the short attention span and the fact that, unlike 9/11, it's in Afghanistan. Who cares?
Yep.
Right? It's so far away. It doesn't affect us. We don't.
Might as well be on the moon.
Yeah. That's what they're counting on. Yeah. And they signaled that by his first, I'm not even going to call it a press conference because it wasn't a press conference. He will not answer questions.
Right.
Will not answer questions. The first little teleprompter reading that he gave after the Afghanistan one was about COVID. Yep. They're back to COVID. COVID.
He did manage to blame DeSantis and Abbott for
well,
COVID.
Yes, terrible.
Let's not politicize things.
The
only people responsible are the 2 big name Republican governors.
Yeah. That are showing me up.
Yeah.
whose states are doing remarkably well in the whole COVID thing.
Well, Texas is not doing so great with the COVID thing, but that's because of Joe Biden and the open border.
How many millions of undocumented, untested people have just swarmed through?
Come on in. As long as you vote Democrat, come on in.
Oh, I don't think they even care if they vote Democrat.
Oh, no.
It's just pure destabilization at this point.
Yeah. I said to Mike, I was like, this keeps on. We were talking this evening before the show. And I said, if this keeps up, no one's ever going to vote Democrat again. He's like, they're not worried about that.
Yeah.
He says they're not worried about that.
Do you know what's going to vote Democrat, Rita?
Yeah.
the printer.
Yeah.
Because all they got to do is print up those ballots.
Yeah. And,
Oh, shit, now
and
I gotta-
true. Like
now I
they're
gotta restabilize.
politicizing everything, but at the same time, like it doesn't really matter because you're
Yep.
stealing elections now. And
Exactly.
oh, sorry if I get this
Oh,
pulled from
that's it.
YouTube.
Oh, don't worry. I will say worse.
Okay.
I guarantee you.
This could
There
be
will-
this could be our next deleted video.
Yeah. This may be deleted and burned.
You can watch it on Rumble.
Watch it fast.
Yeah,
You're
watch
on
it
No,
YouTube.
quick.
Rumble doesn't delete anything.
No.
Now, if everybody would sign on to locals, hint,
Oh God.
hint,
Locals.
That's
Tony
right.
bastards.
That's right. So yeah, I think we're up to 80 people on locals. We need 20 more, and then we can upload full-length videos directly to
Oh my gosh.
locals.
See?
And nobody will watch it there either. So
And
it's
we
okay.
could do
Well, you know.
and we could do a live stream.
Oh, live stream.
Not that we ever would.
Whoa.
Would anybody ever watch that? Do you think?
MDev. would.
MDev
Maybe.
would, yes. And
Maybe.
maybe Hayden.
We got a couple of diehard fans that would be happy to watch it.
Oh.
I put on makeup for nothing?
Oh no, they still watch it, Brita. They don't care about us. It's all Brita. Like and the other two guys. Oh.
Yeah,
I'm taking
those
my leg
other
off.
two Weirdos.
It's hot. I'm taking my leg off. Deal with it.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll manage. Hey, this isn't
Hey, I could
OnlyFans.
just show it for show and tell.
This
can't
isn't
I?
OnlyFans, Brita. Come on.
Oh, now
my God.
there's no explicit content allowed on OnlyFans.
So, what will there be on OnlyFans? Is my
Well,
question.
you know, I
'Cause
read
it's all-
that. I read that, and it's not exactly. Apparently, OnlyFans is a bigger cesspool than I imagined, because the examples of things that they won't allow are like bestiality and feces and
Stop.
stuff. I mean, just like, yeah. So like normal, like naked people and stuff like that is perfectly okay. Apparently,
Oh,
it's just so
just
this
the
whole
weird shit.
is this like that joke where you start naming off all the kinky stuff and the other person's going, yeah.
Rule
I just
42.
don't understand OnlyFans, because isn't it like reverting? You know, it's like you pay for pornography, and then the internet happened, and you had all this free pornography.
Yeah. Well,
and now people are paying for it again. I don't understand.
I think the thing is that you have to pay for specific content. You know,
Well, it's like
like specific people. Like if there's like a celebrity, blah blah. You know.
What about Ernie and Bert?
It's-
Asking for a friend.
it's like what's that site where you can like pay, like you can
Pornhub.
no, it's not like that, but this god damn it, the site where you can like subscribe and pay money to
Patreon.
support artists.
Patreon.
It's
Yes,
it's like naked Patreon.
It's naked, baby. You're not wrong.
Does Patreon not allow that?
No, Patreon doesn't allow that.
Ah.
Patreon doesn't really have, they don't host a lot of stuff. It's just a way for you to like take
Right.
money for stuff.
Well, yeah, like special content of like
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
There is nobody I've ever liked on the internet so much that I would pay for special content. Like, sorry.
Yeah, but I was trying to figure out where.
I want that extra blog post.
Yeah.
No.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Nothing else to read on the internet.
So, well, here's the thing is apparently, and I read it, there was a big article about it. Now I can't fucking find it, of course. But it was maybe it was on Zero Hedge. But anyway, OnlyFans is trying to get money. They're trying to do like get investors and get money.
Okay.
And
OnlyFans coin.
and the problem is that the investors are looking at the site going, we're not putting our money on that. And yeah, apparently, oh, here it is right here. Okay. Users will still be able to post nude photos and videos as long as they adhere to company policy, which states that content creators cannot show, promote, or advertise incest, bestiality, violence, rape, lack of consent, hypnosis, intoxication, sexual assault, torture, sadomasochistic abuse, or hardcore bondage, extreme fisting, or genital mutilation.
Oh, God. What?
So what you're saying is Hunter Biden is right out.
Holy
Also
crap.
included are escort services, sex trafficking or prostitution, revenge porn, necrophilia, urine, scatological, or excrement related material.
What? Oh, God.
I am scarred for life.
Apparently, everything I have ever seen in a porno is perfectly okay.
I guess so.
And now we know Alan likes vanilla porn.
Wow.
Apparently, yeah. I didn't think it was, but you know.
So midgets are still on the table.
Perfectly okay, Jay. Perfectly okay. As long as
amputee
it's not,
fetish. Still
as long
okay.
as it's not. As long as it's not.
As long as you're
bondage or
amputating
scatological.
on the screen.
Right.
Or bondage.
I would think that's verboten.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the problem is that they're trying to raise money from outside investors. And
the investors say,
the
"Oh
outside
no!"
investors took one look at apparently what was on the site and said, "Oh,
thanks."
But all you got to find is that one guy who goes, "Ooh,
yeah."
Yikes!
But then he won't admit it. Which you know, honestly, I had no idea. I may be naive, but my assumption was OnlyFans was like girls showing like posting topless photos or something like that. I had no idea that it got way deeper than that.
Are you new to the internet? Are you new here?
Yeah, but they're paying money for this. I don't know. Apparently I am.
Bless your heart.
Alan, we're old. That's all you need to know is we're old. We're too old for this stuff.
But you listen to these like Jordan Peterson and these guys and the relationship counselors, and they're always down on porn because it's like, you have to, it's like chasing heroin. You got to keep going for the next,
Well,
thing.
that's how the brain works, right?
And apparently, apparently some people are in way too deep. So,
yes.
Yeah.
But that's banned, so.
You know what? There's going to be another website that will fill the void, though. So.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No comment.
I am.
Anywho.
Why are we talking about this?
Will be selling his paintings. Yeah, I know. We kind of got off on a tangent.
Hunter Biden will be selling his homemade sex videos off his stolen laptop.
Ew. I think we've all seen enough of Hunter Biden. I mean,
just got us banned.
What? No.
Yeah.
Everybody's seen Hunter Biden. Well,
but
we did have the thing with Alan got in trouble.
My post got deleted off of Facebook for sexual exploitation of adults.
It's hilarious.
Sexual exploitation of adults for posting an article. I think it was in the Daily Mail about the sex videos on Hunter Biden's second laptop.
I think it might be because there was pictures of. Blurred out, thank God.
Weren't my pictures. It was the Daily Mail.
I know, but whatever. I just thought that was really funny. I got that because I'm the admin of the Sqrpt page on Facebook. I got the notification that Alan got something deleted and it was sexual exploitation. I was like, what did he post? Oh my God.
What was he doing to that Jeep?
And then, of course, you click through. I click through as the admin and they don't show me what the post was. I'm like, what the fuck did he post?
Thank you for being super helpful.
Knock it off, Alan.
I
We're
had
gonna
no
get
idea.
the group deleted. Stop it.
I had no idea.
Oh, jeez.
And then somebody posted in the comments, "Hey, I don't see your Hunter Biden post anymore."
Aha.
I was like, oh.
Must be it. Well, was it because Hunter Biden was using a prostitute and there were pictures of the prostitute in the article?
I have no idea.
No.
I don't know what their actual justification was.
Hey, well, yeah, it's because
The actual
Hunter Biden.
justification was it was something negative against the Bidens.
Right. So
Anyway. Yeah. As if that is the least of Joe Biden's worries.
I know. I was just going to say,
Now.
let's go back to a quaint time when we cared about Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because the Biden's trying to like pretend like nothing happened, or
Yeah.
he's trying to spin it. So I mean, I don't even know. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's
Well,
the whole.
clearly.
But I think it's funny that the Washington, the swamp is churning up a froth of it wasn't our fault.
Yeah. Oh, they're in full oh shit mode.
State Department leaks about how we warned him this could happen.
Yeah.
And he ignored us. And
I'm going to do something uncharacteristic. I'm actually going to offer somewhat of a defense. I don't think there's any nefarious that this was like, oh, he's doing his Chinese master's video. I think this was honestly just a case of stupidity reigning supreme.
Oh,
What's the saying? Don't blame something when you can
never ascribe to malice what can be adequately described by stupidity.
Yeah.
Or
I really think that it was somebody told somebody, we really need to be out before September 11th. It's the 20th anniversary. The terrorist groups are real big on symbolism. And doing something big on the 20th anniversary of September 11th is going to be super extra easy in Afghanistan because, it's further out of our control and something really big there could be really bad. So we should probably make a big show. We're going to take everyone out, blah, blah, blah. We're done. There's nothing more to be done, blah, blah, blah. And then that takes a terrorism attack off the table. And doing it now, I can see that. I can really see that. Doing it now, you're only a month out. So if you're Al Qaeda or ISIS or the Taliban, whatever the shithead is, and you're like, we're going to do this big attack on in Kabul or wherever, and oh shit, they left, and we got a month to plan something. Fuck, I can't plan a dinner in a month, let alone a big attack.
Right.
Well, apparently neither can the Biden administration.
Yeah. Okay, do it. And they went, and they just froze. Part of the reason that I'm hearing they didn't destroy the weaponry and whatnot was the paperwork wasn't approved in time. And that to me lends credence to stupidity. This is just fucking idiots, too fucking dumb to say, fuck this, the paperwork, blow this shit up. Last thing you want is the Taliban getting their hands on Black Hawks and drones. Blow it up.
Sure.
I mean, the paperwork wasn't filed. If your 87305 wasn't filed on time, we can't do that.
Yeah. This is what you get when government's too big.
Right. This is pure
there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, and none of them know what each other are doing, apparently. And then you have Joe Biden on top of it all, who is...
He's checked out. It's the only way to describe Joe Biden.
His brain is a bowl of oatmeal at this point. I mean, every time he comes out, and makes some sort of speech or statement or appears on camera, he looks worse.
Well, we just spent 4 years being reminded that the world leaders are laughing at Donald Trump. They don't respect America because of Donald Trump. Joe Biden didn't return Boris fucking Johnson's call for 36 hours. You got this massive crisis unfolding in Afghanistan. There's British troops on the ground. The fucking British paratroopers are like, fuck you, assholes. We're getting our people out. And Biden's like, I'm just going to ignore our strongest ally for the past fucking 75 years.
Yeah.
I'm just going to ignore him.
Yeah.
Even the French.
What
French.
the fuck is going on there? Yeah, the French are showing more spine. This has got to be absolutely killing. And this is where I have to contradict myself and say this is a piece that does point toward malice, because what has been the big push since Biden took over? We're going to root out white supremacists in the military. We're, fucking Millie's like, oh, my pronouns, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Who, the fucking officers are all like, oh, no, you can't go rescue our people. And the fucking enlisted guys, the grunts, are like, we're going to go kill people and break shit. That's what we're here to do.
Right.
And they're like, oh, no, you can't. What's going to happen to those guys? They're going to come back and they're going to be like, fuck you, I am not re-enlisting. I don't care how much money you offer me.
Right.
So you get rid of the guys that really want to do good for America, and you fill them with the West Point cadet with communism wins on his fucking cap.
Yeah.
That's part of the fucking long march.
One of my pages at the library, he just graduated high school. He's trying to get into the Navy. And he failed the ASVAB.
Oops.
Oh.
Oh,
dear God.
I don't think he failed. I think he didn't do as well as they wanted him to, and so they want him to take it again, type thing. I don't think he failed. He's not dumb.
I was going to say, when you fail,
no.
They send you the Marines.
Oh.
Sorry,
Not
Alan.
No, I don't think he failed. I think he just didn't do as well as they want him to, and so they want him to retake it.
He may not have achieved a high enough score to do what he wanted it to do.
Right.
To go into the rate that he wanted to would be my guess.
So he came up to me the other day and he's like, hey, Brita, do you have any more hours that I could work? And I told him I'd look into it. Now I'm thinking like, I feel like I want to talk him out. Yeah. I give him a book. We did have a book on the shelf. He checked it out. But like I would imagine that a lot of parents now are afraid for their sons and daughters in the military, and on top of that are thinking, I'm not going to encourage my to go in because
without getting too into anything. There was a conversation. I'm not going to name names or even mention who it might have been.
Right.
Where our last president was blamed for, and I quote, trying to kill my kids because he wanted schools to reopen.
Oh.
Back in September.
Right.
And after the debacle in Afghanistan and news reports that, shit's going down, this is what a president trying to, putting your kid's life in danger actually looks like.
Yes.
That's been going through my head that, because of this, the world is a less safe place.
Absolutely.
And I can't help but think we had Jimmy Carter with the fucking Iranian hostage and send the helicopters in the desert. What a great idea. Sand doesn't fuck with helicopters at all. We had Bill Clinton and his 7-year vacation or 8-year vacation from history. Where it was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm being impeached. Ooh, all of a sudden we need to lob cruise missiles at Iraq.
Yeah.
And we see this, which brings me to a wonderful bit of math. Okay? All of us were paying attention in the Bush administration, right? Who got blamed for September 11th? It's George Bush. Happened on his watch. George Bush, he dropped the ball.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. George Bush, he's responsible. Despite pointing out that, the same group attacked the same fucking building in 1993.
Right.
And attacked the USS Cole in 2000.
Right.
And Clinton did fucking dick all.
Right.
It was George Bush's fault. So George Bush took office in January of 2001 and did not have the same amount of time other presidents had to assemble cabinets and get things because Al Gore contested the election so long.
Oh,
But
yeah.
8 months, January to September. Not even 8 months, because it was January 20 something that he actually took office, and it was September 11th. But let's call it 8 months. 8 months, it was George Bush's fault. Joe Biden took office in January of 2021, and the Afghanistan fuck up just happened in August of 2021. That's 7 months. Who are they blaming? Donald Trump. So there is a magic occurrence between 7 months and 8 months in which the former guy can no longer be blamed against the current guy.
Yeah.
That 1 month.
Except how many of Trump's policies did Biden manage to reverse or annul in those months?
Well,
remember like the first week there was like 100 something executive orders where he reversed almost everything Trump did, and yet somehow this is Trump.
It came out this week that
too.
They reversed Trump's plan.
Right.
Trump had a plan to get out of Afghanistan.
Oh yeah, they threw that in the trash.
And they threw that in the trash. And I will say that is their right as a new administration to craft their own plan. Correct. Mm-hmm. However, they did not replace it with anything.
Yeah.
There was nothing. Their plan. There was no plan. They're saying now they plan for every circumstance. No, honey, you did not. There's no plan. We all can see that there is no plan. There are Americans left behind enemy lines, and you're telling Americans that we can't even protect you getting to the airport. Also, sorry, we closed down the Air Force Base. That would have been convenient, to have an Air Force Base so we could go in and out, protected. All our people could go, No, don't tell me there's a plan. The plan was, let's get out of there. That was your plan, without any thought for anything else. All of our military arms, all of our fucking helicopters, Humvees, everything. I read in the news today, countless small arms. Countless.
Mm-hmm.
Countless.
They refer to them as long arms.
But I'm not supposed to have an AR-15.
Yeah.
Me.
They're not
a librarian in Ohio.
War.
Yeah, those aren't just AR-15s, Brita. Those are M16s.
Well,
those are
whatever.
full auto.
I know what they have. They have everything.
Yeah.
They have everything I'm not allowed to have.
Oh, they have H&K
about
MP7s that you can't have.
I'm more concerned about the man pads and the drones than I am about fucking AR-15s and M16s.
I'm not as concerned about that because, let's face it, it's the Taliban.
Yeah, but it doesn't take much to funnel that shit right to China. Here you go, guys.
They won't use them. They'll just sell them to somebody else.
Bingo. And that's why when I see these fucking morons going, it's not like those goat herders could figure out how to work a Black Hawk. You fucking moron. They're going to put it on a truck and ship it to China, you fucking dolt. The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm not that concerned about a Black Hawk because the Chinese already have a bunch of them. So it really, who cares? Half the Black Hawks built in China anyway. So,
it's the principle.
I'm going to say, I've seen some of the crash tests on Chinese automobiles. I'm like, the last thing you would see me getting into in the world is a Chinese fucking helicopter. All right. When they've got a minivan that in a light collision, the roof shears clear of the pylon.
You know what, CJ?
The windshield, the windshield.
No,
comes up.
You don't see Chinese helicopters.
You
saw lots of Russian helicopters. You see British helicopters and French fucking helicopters and American helicopters. I don't know that I have ever seen a Chinese helicopter.
If they put the same attention to detail into their helicopters,
Brita's going to search for one.
they're mostly post hole diggers, if you know what I'm saying. But it's amazing how no, it's not amazing, and that's the sad part is it's not amazing how quickly this went to. This is Trump's fault, and then the corollary, which is if you think that the withdrawal from Afghanistan was handled poorly, clearly you're for a forever war.
Right.
No, I think we should have gotten out. I think we should have had a plan, and we shouldn't have abandoned American citizens. In fact, wasn't No Man Left Behind the reason we exchanged 5 fucking fighters for Bowie Bergdahl?
Hey, look, a Chinese helicopter.
You know, the thousands of Americans are stuck in Afghanistan, and oops, oh well, we can't help you. And if you do manage to get to the airport, have your checkbook ready.
We're just about to go off on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't even know if I can go off on that because I read it and it was like a punch in the gut. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. I still don't believe it. I'm still like, show me the article that tells me that this is not true. Please, someone show me the article that this is not a real thing.
I hope I'm wrong. You know,
they're telling people that they're asking for $2,000 or like a promissory note, like they're gonna like, you know, you owe us $2,000
or more,
or more for this flight, and if you can't pay up, you won't get your passport back.
I don't know. If I got out of Afghanistan, I think I'd be like, I don't need a passport anymore.
I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere
anymore. Thank you very much. But yeah, but I mean, again, that all fits into the stupidity. You know, I totally see that.
It's right up there. It's right up there with the State Department saying that he released a strongly worded press announcement that the Taliban better be inclusive in their new administration.
Oh, you mean like the UN? Oh, we see that they're being like, really?
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to treat women according to how Sharia law requires.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice. Wait till they learn that everyone's pronouns are he, him, his.
Yeah.
Because women aren't fucking people.
Alan and I had a funny haha, not funny haha, but funny conversation earlier this week.
Did we?
Yeah. And just I want to highlight this because male privilege kind of thing. Yeah, it was a couple days ago when the Taliban, you know, after they had taken Kabul, and there were videos coming out of them riding around in bumper cars with their M16s. And
yep.
And I just was like, first of all, I feel like more and more as stuff is happening, more and more, I feel as if I am living in this surreal, like, universe, like alternate, fucked up, Dadaist, look it up on Google if you need to, like universe. It's just, it's so bizarre. Yeah, it's so bizarre. And so this thing came out and the Taliban is riding around with their guns in the bumper cars. And Alan said, I want to ride around in the bumper car with my machine gun. I want to do that. And he's like, wouldn't that be cool? Like we could go around in the streets. Like, what did you say? Oh, maybe we should be like an Islamic republic or something.
No. I said,
what did you say?
No, what I said was we should ride. I wish I could ride around a machine gun in a bumper car. I said, I'm already working on the beard.
Yes. He's like, something about his beard and being like in the Taliban or Islamic something. And I said, well, that'd be good for you.
Yeah.
You could do that, not me.
Yeah.
So this, and I admit I have like a different perspective. I remember, and God, I feel like I'm dating myself, but I remember when we invaded Afghanistan after 9/11.
Yep.
And what was it? What was the name of the campaign? Like it was like. Anyway.
Yes. Operation shit. What the hell was it?
It was something.
Blazing Sword?
No. Shit. Anyway, I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. Anyway, but
Doesn't matter.
I remember, and this is honestly, I was still like a Democrat at this point after 9/11. I voted for Al Gore. And I want to mention that now that the whole thing's over. I voted for Al Gore, everybody. Like,
I
not
would
my
take
fault.
Al Gore in a fucking heartbeat.
I don't think it would. I don't think it
fucking
would have been
mushroom.
any different. I don't think it would have been any different. But I remember watching TV and being so like, because the women in Afghanistan, you know, it was like this huge thing for me. Like, I felt that maybe these women had a little hope, you know, for being a person, just being a human being, being able to decide for themselves anything, you know, and be able to go to school, and little girls, and it's all gone.
Well,
It's
for
gone.
20 years though, Brita, they did. And for our war fighters out there,
Yes,
guys,
absolutely.
women, we love you.
It was
Thank
worth
you
it.
so much for giving people that chance.
but here's the thing about Afghanistan, and I'm
I
going
know.
to say this. I'm going to say this without trying to trip YouTube's algorithm.
Okay.
The Taliban, you get to pick whether your women and girls are molested or your boys are molested,
Yes.
because the Taliban
Yeah.
does one and the non-Taliban does the other. So, you know,
Yeah. Well,
pick your, yeah, it's just a fucked up country.
yeah.
It's a mentality we don't understand, and we don't have the capacity to understand. And in a way,
Nope.
it's one of the things I love about our country is that is so beneath our scale of understanding that when you have arguments about male privilege and wage gaps and this, that, and the other thing, women in Afghanistan are like, fuck you, I would love to only make 70 cents to every man's dollar. They're like,
Right.
I would like to be able to leave the fucking house. I would love to be able to go to fucking school. Okay, you fucking bitches are complaining because, oh no, CEOs are mostly male. Fuck you, we're not allowed to leave the house. Our husbands can beat us for any fucking reason. They can kill us, and nobody cares.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Outside of the United States, outside of a good chunk of the world, that's the way things are. And for a short time, we brought a little bit of civilization to a shithole, to the 7th. We brought the 20th century to the 7th century. And that's pretty fucking amazing.
It doesn't take, though, Jay.
Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't. But the thing is, the alternative was we haul the Enola Gay out of Udvar Hazy, we load it up, and we fucking nuke those motherfuckers until nothing fucking ever grows there again. And we could have done that. September 12th, 2001, we could have sent bombers with nuclear fucking weapons and irradiated a good chunk of this fucking planet. And nobody would have been like, hey, maybe you shouldn't. We'd have been like, fuck you, you're next. And there's not a goddamn thing anybody could have done about it. But we didn't. Because we're America, goddammit. And after watching the fucking bullshit that just happened in Afghanistan, I'm not sure we are anymore. And that hurts me deeply.
Yeah. Well, the whole world isn't sure if we are anymore either. And that's a really dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
Because
we've been the world.
We have England, Great Britain is basically disavowing us.
Great Britain, where you're not allowed to have a knife with a point.
Right. And
they're showing more spine
who now are our allies?
Our allies are, that cartoon with the bear where he's going with the side eye, that's our allies. They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We didn't just leave our Afghani allies out to dry. We left American citizens out to dry. Just, oh, well, fuck you, you're on your own. And if by some miracle you do happen to make it to the airport, we're going to charge you. You're going to have to buy
not only
100
that,
paintings
not
to
only,
get them.
not only
insane.
that, you got to wait. Because you, even if you, by some miracle, you get to the airport, there's no guarantee you can get into the airport or get a flight.
Well, they're prioritizing Afghani refugees. You know,
Well,
they're not putting Americans first. You're not first
Why
in
would
line
they
if
do
you're an
that?
American.
Biden is not the America First administration. Come on, that was Trump.
The whole thing is insane, and I don't know if everybody knows about it. That's the thing. It's like, do people know?
No,
You know,
not if you get your news from MSNBC.
You know, and a week from now, a month from now, no one's going to remember. Nobody's going to care. And those of us that do still remember, those of us that do still care, we're the extremists the government is actually looking at.
Oh, we're already that, Jay.
Okay.
we are already.
You know, we're you know,
all you have to do is not want to wear a
Biden,
mask, and you're a terrorist.
Right. Biden's approval rate is below 50%. Okay, and next week it'll be back up because you'll just make shit up. You'll just make shit up.
Yeah.
No, I saw the claim. I saw the claim that COVID deaths have outpaced heart disease deaths. On what fucking planet?
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm like, well, if you're retarded and you said, oh, well, X number of people have died from COVID, but only 600,000 died from heart disease. Well, yeah, considering they're counting, right now, 18 months worth of COVID deaths or more. Sure, the made up bullshit numbers they're claiming, because let's face it, people who've died of car accidents and gunshot wounds, if they pop for COVID, or even if they don't, the box is checked. Oh, it's a COVID death.
Hey Jay, if a doctor
I just got a fan, didn't I?
If a doctor kills a patient, is it still a COVID death?
It's still a COVID death. Yes, they're all COVID deaths now. It doesn't matter. But the fact is that they're just making shit up, and there's literally nobody to say what the fuck. And even when you point out that, wait a minute, according to established, like the Journal of American Medical Association is saying no, COVID is still third. Like even with their bullshit accounting, COVID's still third. Still third.
Yeah.
Heart disease, cancer. Then
COVID. It edged out physician caused deaths.
Medical fuck
which used to be medical malpractice used to be number 3.
Yeah. But the fact is that even with all of the bullshit accounting, and it is bullshit.
Sure.
Okay. I no sooner believe that 600,000 Americans have died of COVID, than I believe anything that comes out of the Biden administration. Okay, that number is an order of magnitude lower because they've been checking boxes because there's been a financial incentive.
Sure.
I can get nothing if I say they died of influenza or cancer or heart disease or a gunshot wound.
You can tell because the narrative changed from COVID deaths to COVID cases.
COVID cases, exactly. And when they're testing everybody, when there's drive-through testing, of course the cases are going to go up.
Sure. Because they're getting all the asymptomatics.
But that's the least of my concerns right now. Right now, we are watching right now. Right now, this is 1993. Okay, this is Al-Qaeda just tried to blow up the World Trade Center, right? And Bill Clinton was like, oh, I'm just going to go on and do whatever the fuck I want and not address it. And they could still attack us and attempt to attack us, and we're just going to ignore it. We're going to ignore the threat. And we're going to kick the can down the road because, hey, the economy's doing well. let's not upset the apple cart.
It's
7 years went by, 8 years went by of us just ignoring it and playing it happy, and this is great. And America looked like a paper tiger. We're back there. We've undone 20 years. At least 20 years. We've undone it, just like Bill Clinton undid the Reagan years. Nobody fucked with the United States. You know, you had Lebanon, and then, that was it. Remember Libya?
Oh, yeah, the Gulf of Sidra Yacht Club.
We just fucking bombed the shit out of them. And accidentally dropped a bomb on the French embassy because they wouldn't let us use their airspace. Oops. Sorry.
Oopsie.
Oops. But it's that same cycle. It's that same cycle. Carter projected weakness, got us in trouble, got us the Iranian hostage situation. Reagan came in, America was great, the city on a hill.
Yep.
You know, you look at anything from like the early 90s, and you would have thought the 1980s, everyone lived in a fucking cardboard box. Oh, these 80s were horrible, blah, blah, blah. And then you got Bill Clinton, fucking feckless Bill Clinton, who was like, foreign policy, I wonder if I can get them knee pads. And boom, got us September 11th. It's hard times make strong men make easy times, easy times make weak men. And that's where we are right now.
Okay. However, Joe Biden has been around for almost 50 years in politics. So he's been through all those times. Jay has no sound.
Jay, we lost your sound, buddy. We can't hear you.
He blew out his mic.
You're muted. Did you hit mute?
Oh, no.
Oh, it says your mic's not connected.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I do not know what happened.
The rage blew out your mic.
Yeah, I know. And hold on. Yes. That is perhaps the most infuriating thing. It's like, Joe Biden was just dealing with Donald Trump's mess. Oh, except we were in Afghanistan the entire 8 years he was vice president.
Yeah.
In fact, you could make a pretty strong point that after 2011, which was, remember, Barack Obama's first term. Remember, Osama bin Laden is dead and General Motors is alive. That was Joe Biden in 2011. Okay? Why didn't we pull out of Afghanistan in 2011? We'd accomplished our objective. We killed bin Laden.
Well, you know why.
Well, you couldn't take away the CIA's poppy fields.
Right. Too many people were making too much money off of it, Jay.
Bingo!
Between the military industrial complex and the CIA's poppy fields, like Brita said.
Yep, the contractors and all that. Yep. But for the majority of Barack Obama's presidency, which, again, Joe Biden's vice presidency. So Joe Biden has known about this.
Yeah.
He was in charge of Afghanistan, actually.
Oh, God, there's a frightening thought.
Biden, but, he was Mr. Afghanistan.
He knew about it. Sure. He cannot claim ignorance. This is not like he just came in and, holy shit, what the hell is going on? He had 8
I'm
years
shocked. Where is Afghanistan and why are we there?
And how come Hunter's not in charge of the Afghanistan relief program? And that's probably the most infuriating thing. It's Donald Trump did this. Trump's not in office anymore. Trump, in case you didn't know, does not have the ability nor the authority to order U.S. troops anymore. That's all Joe Biden's doing.
The big thing I keep reading is, Trump negotiated with the Taliban. Oh, no, you don't negotiate with the Taliban. From what I've read, Trump went in there and threatened the shit out of them and said, if you try any funny stuff, I'm going to bomb you into oblivion. So don't try.
What happened to the Soleimani dude who threatened the embassy?
Yeah.
I believe he was turned into chunky salsa. That's
I
how
want to
Trump
tell
dealt.
you my favorite Trump story that I learned this week. My favorite. And it's so good. So Donald Trump was meeting with the president of China, and they were having dinner. And they had a perfectly nice dinner, had gotten to dessert. Trump gets the word that, some target in Syria was ready, and should we go for it or not? And Trump, over his beautiful piece of chocolate cake, as he said, direct quote, the most beautiful piece of chocolate cake, ordered bombing of Syria. And he made a point while he's sitting there at dessert with President, what is it? Xi? X-I.
G.
Whatever it is.
One of the pandas.
He made a point to tell him, oh, by the way, while we're having this cake, I just bombed Syria. And in the interview, Trump was very clear. He's like, I did not want him going home and finding out later, oh, Trump bombed Syria while you guys were having dinner.
Right.
He wanted to tell him himself.
Yep.
See, I'm eating chocolate cake and bombing Syria. Don't mess. That's what we need. Come on.
Yep.
We need that type of guy.
We're going to get our people. And if you don't like it, that's when you haul the Enola Gay out of Udvar-Hazy. We've done it before. We'll do it again.
Well, if
it'll
anything,
take a little longer because it's prop driven, but it'll get there.
If anything, this Taliban thing, I just wish people would see it and recognize that all power is one at the barrel of a gun, correct? Yep. Power. Yeah. Might makes right. So
what was the first thing the Taliban did?
Yeah, disarmed their people. Disarm the people.
Door to door saying, oh, you don't need those firearms.
You don't need those guns. We'll protect you.
We'll keep you safe.
Yeah.
Right.
It's basically like, the mafia, like going to the shops and no offense, Jay. Going to the shops and being
I'm not
like
perverted, I'm Italian.
I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that meme. I thought somebody posted on the Sqrpt because it was like, what did Jay do now? But it's like, they're like any sort of thug. Like, you got to pay the protection money, and we're the only ones who are allowed to be, the tough guys.
This is a nice shop here. It's a shame if something were to happen to it.
Yeah.
Well, I love the meme about Afghanistan is where empires go to die.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that the Soviet Union completed their withdrawal from Afghanistan in 1989.
Yep.
And then ceased to exist less than 2 years later.
Yeah. The Soviet Union probably wouldn't have lost because they didn't give a rat's ass what the world thought. I think it's a coincidence.
They couldn't afford it anymore, Jay. That's all it was.
Exactly.
They flat out couldn't. They were going broke.
Exactly.
From a lot of other reasons, and they just flat out couldn't afford. They could, if they had the money, they could have stayed in Afghanistan forever and not given a fuck one way or the other. They just couldn't afford to stay there anymore.
Nope.
Eventually, the KGB would have killed enough people that they would have owned it. So,
but the thing is, the U.S. was in the same situation. We flat out couldn't afford to stay in Afghanistan anymore. We didn't have the money.
Not even so much that we couldn't afford it. It was we just didn't have the stomach for it. People,
we don't have the money. It's costing too much fucking money, and we don't have it. We're running multi-trillion-dollar deficits every year.
But Alan, we're at the point where it no longer matters.
It matters. Cat, drink. But so
we're just going to start printing more.
The big question is when does the U.S. break up?
I have the feeling I'm on the wrong side of the Mason-Dixon line.
So
you
am
are
I
definitely in the blue zone, Brita.
Yeah.
now.
We voted red for the past 2 elections.
Yeah, but Ohio's kind of purple.
Not us. We're just waiting for Terry McAuliffe to come back.
Oh, God.
So
Anyway, but yeah. Well, the other interesting thing is going to be how long before China starts coming in.
they're already there. They're already
Oh,
there, Jay.
yeah.
Well,
They have photos. They're already there.
They were there a month before this all happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a big meeting somewhere in Afghanistan, and then lo and behold,
Yeah.
they got funding from somewhere.
Yep.
I wonder how long before Pakistan and India start going, you know what? You remember that silly old feud he had? What was that about? I don't know. Bobby, how you doing?
I don't know.
Well,
They're going to be South China if they don't.
Oh, they're mostly that already.
Yeah.
You know, just a matter of time. And then, you got us with all our, every large corporation and institution is either kowtowing to China or taking Chinese money.
Not the Sqrpt, though.
That's right.
0 Chinese. What is the Chinese currency?
Renminbi.
What?
Renminbi.
I thought that was Africa.
Renminbi.
No.
My brain keeps going, yen. No, Jay, that's Japanese. Yen. No.
I thought it was the renminbi.
That sounds.
Yeah, it's the renminbi.
Oh, all right.
Translates to the people's currency.
Chinese?
Yep. The official
yuan.
name, that's the
Yuan.
international. That's the international usage. But in China, they call it the renminbi.
Renminbi. Renminbi.
Renminbi.
I'm sure we're saying it completely wrong.
I'm sure we are.
Absolutely.
Renminbi.
We
know Chinese speakers. We can ask them.
And the thing is, it's there's only one denomination, because if you've seen one, you've seen them all.
Oh, geez.
Even in the middle of a ranty episode.
Terrible, Jay.
Oh, yes, that's the whole point. I could still whip out the dad jokes.
Wait.
Renminbi.
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 Interesting.
I
sorry.
Nacho fries.
Okay.
I just want to hear those 3 little words.
You're
Nacho
right.
fries?
Nacho, no.
Nacho fries. You were right.
Yes, Alan, you were correct.
It doesn't sound Chinese, though. That's the thing.
You were correct about the nacho fries.
What does Chinese sound like? I don't know.
Not renminbi.
I don't know.
What do I know? Nothing.
I just hear it a lot because of my economics podcast I listen to.
Oh. So
Anywho.
Peter Thiel's company bought some like $40 billion worth of gold or something like that.
I thought we weren't allowed to buy gold.
Of course we are.
Wasn't it FDR who took us off of gold,
Yeah,
made
but
it legal?
That was then. We've been able to buy gold since the late 70s or 80s. I don't know. So I'm, when a company that makes its living off of, analytics and data goes out and buys a shitload of gold. Just saying. They bought Bitcoin too.
And Bitcoin, yes. Yes, Alan. We know about the Bitcoin, the Dogecoin, and whatever the hell's
Dogecoin There's only Bitcoin. Everything else is crap. There can be only one.
There can be only
It sounds
one.
like a fanboy kind of thing, doesn't it, Jay?
No,
What's that? There can be only one, and yes. And
no, there
Yeah.
can be only one. Everything else is crap.
your
Okay.
made-up currency is shit. My made-up currency is the way.
I could spend the next hour explaining why, but
Please
you don't want
don't.
to listen.
We don't.
You can on the next podcast. I mean,
Yeah.
the next podcast you're on, not this one.
Yeah,
Not this one.
you have Bitcoin, and then
No.
everything else.
No.
Everything else is
He's
shit.
just chilling back there. He's still like hanging around. Yeah.
I'm surprised he's not talking.
Well,
He's just like
okay.
he's just hanging.
This behavior where he's up on top of this is actually our bar. There's liquor in there. And he gets up on there. There's a bookcase over there. He climbs up on the bookcase, goes across to the bar. He sits there, and this is him being naughty. Like he thinks that this is super naughty.
Look
And
at
that
me,
it
I'm
will,
doing something bad.
look at me, I'm being bad. I'm on top of the bar. And in actuality, I do not care. But like, this is his, look at me, I'm so bad. Give me what I want.
He's like,
So-
check me out.
Yeah.
He's just doing that. Who's bad?
Yeah, he is really not. We let him think, ooh, Ty,
Ooh,
Ty,
being
get off the
bad.
bar, you naughty boy. But
He's
I don't know if
ignoring
he's
you.
awake. I don't know if he's awake.
He's
It's true.
ignoring you.
He may not be awake.
Did he eat?
Does anybody have good news? Anything?
No. No. Sorry.
I made lasagna.
Was it good?
Ooh.
It was
Are
amazing.
you appropriating my culture?
Yes. It was delicious.
It is
You have a
delicious.
delicious culture.
My
Delicious appropriation.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're perverted and delicious. Oh,
Perverted and delicious. Italians. Yes. I actually made the sauce for my lasagna with tomatoes from my own garden.
Very
All right.
nice. Very
And
nice.
I planted 2 Roma plants, Roma tomatoes, and they're good for sauce apparently. And what I've been doing is roasting a whole pan of tomatoes with a whole head of garlic, and then I just blend it all up together and use it for sauce.
Not enough garlic, but okay. I'll allow
But it was, yeah, it was pretty good though.
If you have
And-
like a wheelbarrow, it should be
Wheelbarrow.
measured in wheelbarrows or perhaps dump trucks.
It was
That's
really
just
good.
me. That does
So-
sound awesome. That takes me back.
Herbs from the garden and all sorts of stuff. So
My
that was like my good news for the week. Like my garden is really doing great this year, and it's
My
one of
grandparents
those
used to
things
have
I
a
go
garden.
out there and I turn off the news cycle for a little while. And
Anybody
I
got a
think
show and
that-
tell?
place, Brita.
what, Alan?
I said, anybody got a show and tell?
I do not.
I have a show and tell. I always have a show.
Jay always comes through. He's got stuff.
I have. It's not. I guess not. Like in the grand scheme of my knife collection, it's not one of the oldest, but it's one of the ones I've had for a while. It is a buck. I don't even know what model this is. I tried to find it, but it's been out of production for so long
A buck.
that it's no longer. But
Mhm.
here's the thing. It has a special engraving. And if I could figure out,
No.
yeah, I know. I'm retarded, but
Oh,
it's if you can't read it, I'll see if I can get a picture. Oh, there we go. Goal NES.
oh,
Gun Owners Action League at Northeast Shooters. This was a
wow.
group buy that a bunch of guys put together on the Northeast Shooters forum back when forums were a thing, back in the early 2000s. And goal would be the Gun Owners Action League. That's the Second Amendment group in Massachusetts. Really good guys trying, they're shoveling shit against the tide there. But
Yeah.
it is very, very plain, but this is one of my very favorites. Back when I was posting under the very imaginative handle of JG. And boy,
You're still JG.
No, yeah, I know. Where does he? Who could it be? But I don't even remember who brought it up. But somebody was like, "We should get engraved knives." So,
Does it have anything on the other side, or is that it?
no, it's just it's
No,
it's not even
no
not even
name.
like a numbered, but no, it's 345 is the only number on the blade. I assume that's some note of the steel involved, but
How many people? Like, how many did they make?
oh boy, I don't remember. I like seriously, it's probably 17 or 18 years ago. It was a very long time ago. My kids were little when I got this knife. I mean, little. It was small. They were very small. SMOL for the Zoomers out there. They were small boys.
Alan, do you have a show and tell?
I'm working on it.
Alan's gonna pull out some Bitcoin.
I only make one lasagna a year, by the way.
I made a lasagna for Christmas.
One a year for Mike's birthday. It's the birthday lasagna. Unfortunately, it's in August, and I don't have air conditioning, so it's a trial. It's a labor of love.
Oh no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The lasagna is even if you're like me and you cheat, it still takes a long time and involves a lot of.
I did find gluten-free, no boil noodles.
Really? Oh.
Thank you,
yes.
God.
Yes.
Yes.
Those are the ones you put everything on and they cook in the oven, right?
Yeah, they come out fine. But Barilla brand makes gluten-free, no boil noodles, and
I may have to try those next, just because it's like an extra pan I don't have to wash.
oh my gosh, they're it's like a miracle.
Now,
You just put them in. You add a little extra water to your stuff, but
for many years,
yes.
Mom always made lasagna for Christmas.
Yes,
and it was like that's what Christmas was. And Auntie Pop.
Hey, Alan.
What?
Jay disappeared.
He must have got angry.
Here's uh-oh. Hello. Oh.
There's Jay.
Jay was not finished with his lasagna story. Hi, Jay.
It was an hour. Hi, it was an hour, so my phone said nuts to you. So yeah.
Goodbye.
Mom, I mean, our lasagnas were hardcore. You're talking about sauce that was made from tomatoes from my grandparents' garden.
Nice.
And herbs that were grown on, like a window box. And the noodles were made by hand. This is no Barilla. This was flour and water. Oh, yeah. No. Mom doesn't mess around.
I'm
impressed. We have, and honest to God, clamp it to the kitchen table, turn the crank, and make noodles.
That's cool.
So it was awesome, except for the meatballs. Oh my God, the meatballs!
Are the meatballs big meatballs or little? No,
meatballs? They're tiny little meatballs.
In lasagna?
Meatballs. Yes.
Oh.
And you had to hand roll them.
That sounds awesome.
About 500 million of them, all rolled by hand. It was about 85 pounds of hamburger rolled into tiny meatballs the size of marbles.
Oh boy!
And eggs and ricotta and I mean, it's good. It was amazing when it was done. Absolutely amazing.
It does sound good.
I cheat a bit. I use store-bought sauce, and rather than make I know. Rather than make meatballs, basically I grind up. I brown up hamburger and pork. You throw pork in too. And
I have a question about the meatballs. Are the meatballs like on their own little layer, or are they kind of throughout?
They're mixed in. They're mixed in with the cheese and the eggs, and it's all you put a layer of noodles down, you put sauce on top of it, cheese, and then meatballs. I mean, it varied from year to year. Sometimes there would be just a meatball layer, but usually it was meatballs, eggs, and cheese. More sauce, another layer of noodles, meatball sauce and cheese, another layer of noodles, and you just build it until it's poking out of the top of the pan, and then Then you cooked it all up and ate it and gained 80 pounds. But it was worth it.
Little meatballs.
Homemade bread, homemade everything. It was about 3 days worth of cooking beforehand.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yep. That's why I was a little tubber for, a long time. Because it was damn good food.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thank you for the trip down memory lane. So this past Christmas, because of COVID, we stayed home and had a nice quiet Christmas, just the four of us. And I decided I was going to make lasagna. And I did, and it was very, very yummy.
Good.
And next year I'm going to use more sauce and of course more meat because, everything's better with more meat.
Sure.
So I wonder if I could get bacon in there.
Yes.
Grind up the bacon and add it to your ground beef.
Grind up the bacon and put it in with the cheese.
Oh, man.
So,
I'm
Alan,
hungry again.
Did you come up with a show and tell? Did I miss it while I was out? Ah!
He's showing the cat.
That's
The
my
cat
favorite.
cam.
Got his bed. He's happy.
I
Yeah.
like the cat cam.
It's the cat cam. With the cat who's busy looking at the other cat.
From this angle, it looks like your chair is like bolted to the wall and floating.
It does kind of.
Pick up the legs. It's like, I have a hover chair.
Oh, that sofa?
Yes.
Oh,
It does look like it's levitating.
yeah, it's got legs down
Yeah,
there.
you get the angle, you can see the legs, but they're kind of, hidden by the shadows. So it was like this, the amazing floating sofa.
Hey, Cosmo. Oh, what?
What?
Huh? Is it food time? Food?
No,
Food? Meow?
He's not awake.
no, he's. No.
Do not
So
speak
I'm-
my name unless you have food for me, ape.
Okay.
So Jay's not going to be here next week. Correct.
I've heard that rumor.
I'll be
Jay's going to
Down
Texas.
near-
Both of you will be in
I'll be-
Texas at the same time.
down near Alan.
The
Yes.
forces will converge.
You
Yes.
you should still do the show. We could have 2/3 from Texas.
2/3 from Texas. Yeah, but I'll be in San Antonio though.
Oh, I love San Antonio.
San Antonio is a great city.
Two jobs ago, we had a sister facility in San Antonio, so I'd go down like every other month. So I spent a lot of time. The Riverwalk, the Alamo messed with my head the first time I saw it.
Did you look for the basement?
It really. I was looking for Pee Wee's bike. It's in the basement of the Alamo.
The thing
Oh,
about the
what they don't
Alamo
tell you-
is kind of like the thing about the pyramids in Egypt, because every picture you see of the pyramids, it looks like they're in the middle of the fucking desert, all by themselves.
Yeah.
And then you know, because my mom went there, it's like it's in the middle of the damn city.
Yeah.
And
the Alamo is like a Tex Avery cartoon.
Yes.
I don't know. You just get in your mind that the Alamo is like on a hill out in the middle of the plains by itself. This stalwart Texas
Nope.
monument to independence. It's next to a CVS.
right.
Yeah.
There's like a pharmacy right next door.
Yeah.
It's like a deal. It's like the last Texas Batman, the Tex Avery cartoon, where
And-
there's this little stone prison in the middle of the
Yeah.
city. Well, that's the Alamo.
There's also like a strip mall down a street that's like the wall that follows the wall. One of the walls of the Alamo is like a strip mall now, and it's but the Alamo itself is still pretty awesome. But it is right smack in the middle of the city.
The middle of the city.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else was a lot like the pyramids, like you were saying, was Mount Rushmore. You always see the close up. So you just imagine in your head that Mount Rushmore is 9,000 feet tall. And then the actual carved portion is actually relatively small and it's far away.
Right.
So when you're looking, you're like, it's little, it's teeny. They're the size of a quarter.
Well, you're also really far away.
Because
I mean, it is actually huge.
Yeah.
but
Yes.
you're a long way off. You never get that
When you're-
close-up shot of it.
You're standing there, you're like, it's not as big as I imagined. Well,
Yeah.
because it's way up there.
It's like when you take a photo of the moon or something, you're like, oh, it's a little dot. What the hell?
I can't take a photo of the moon without looking like, like basically a flashlight.
Yeah. Hello, look at the picture
There's
of the moon.
some sort of roundish blur. I'm like, I even used all the stops and I still got a brown blur. Doesn't look like the moon. It's a round blur.
It's very bright.
Oh, wrong.
Oh,
Why can't I figure this out?
He's on the book.
Yeah,
now. It's reversed. I do the same thing. I'm like,
he's got the higher,
what?
he's got the higher
this
ground,
one,
Brina. He's going to win. He has the higher ground.
He looks like a bookend right now. I mean, he looks like a here's my cat bookend,
He does.
He's Cat Deco.
Yeah.
He's struggling to stay awake.
Look at me being bad. Look at me being bad.
He's so hungry he can barely maintain consciousness, Brina.
All right. Well,
on that note, folks,
it's been an hour and 16 minutes it's been an hour of rage and 16 minutes of cats. But
cat
lasagna. Hey, it's a Garfield cartoon.
That's pretty much.
I'm glad we did the show.
Me too.
And
if we can't find a host to fill in for Jay, we'll be back in September.
I'm sure we can find somebody.
Maybe.
Right before Labor Day.
Jay's hard to replace.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not going to find someone with the sheer unmitigated rage and facial hair.
Yeah.
Well, the facial hair might be a problem.
September 2nd.
Yes, especially considering that one of the two guys from ZZ Top has passed.
I know.
That's right. Dusty Hill.
Dusty Hill?
I think it was Dusty.
What's that town that when we drive through it, you have to tell me every time?
Oh, yeah, LaGrange.
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 Every time we drive through.
Yes, it's a moral imperative.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, good night.
On that note, good night, folks.
Good night. Have a great week.